Cesar Chavez, who was one of the main civil rights activists of his time, was supported by the American labor using nonviolent, unionized approach of bringing awareness to the struggles of Hispanic farm workers across the nation. Maurice Ferre was the first Hispanic mayor of a major city in Miami. He was active in the national political campaigns and member of several presidential advisory boards. He is currently writing a book about Hispanic contributions to American culture and his driving force behind the intermestic dialogue attempting to seek consensus regarding Puerto Rico's political status problem. Joan Baez was a singer-songwriter in the 1950s. She sang and performed songs of peace and spirituality. In her youth, she marched and sang for student rights, civil liberties, and peace. Nadia Velázquez's early years were spent in Puerto Rico, fighting for many causes, including increasing the level of health and sanitation in schools. In 1992, she became the first Puerto Rican woman elected to serve in the U.S. Congress. She was the chair of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus until 2011.
One of the main civil rights acts for Latinos was the Immigration Act of 1921 that restricted the entry of Southern and Eastern Europeans. Agricultural business successfully opposed efforts to limit the immigration of Mexicans. The next occurred in 1929, where several Latino service organizations merged from the League of the United Latin American Citizens. The group organizes against discrimination and segregation and promotes education among Latinos. In 1945, a Mexican-American parent sued the school for their children speaking Spanish during class hours and were limited to not use the restrooms. In Mendez versus Westminster case ruling, the parents won.
In 1965, Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta founded the United Farm Workers Association in Delano, California, which becomes the largest and most important farm worker union in the nation. Huerta becomes the first woman to lead such a union. Under their leadership, the UFM joins a strike started by Filipino group pickers in Delano. The Great Boycott becomes one of the most significant social justice movements for farm workers in the United States.
In the court case Hernandez v. Texas in 1954, Pete Hernandez was convicted for the murder of Joe Espinoza, but had been tried unfairly by a biased jury. The Supreme Court recognized this and ordered that he be tried again without discrimination. This court case ruled unanimously that Mexican Americans and other racial and national groups in the U.S. had equal protection under the 14th Amendment.
In 2011, Texas passed a bill mandating voters to present a current state-issued voter identification card. Seeming easy, it did cause controversy because direct fees and difficulty in obtaining an ID card caused issues with Hispanics.
In 2010, Arizona passed SB 1070, which stated to combat illegal immigration, but has infringed on the rights of Latino because of the Show Me Your Papers provision, obligating local law enforcement to check the immigration status.
Trump's proposal of building a giant wall to keep out the killers and criminals stereotypes all Hispanics and makes it harder for them to exercise their rights and liberties because they are being treated as if they are what Mr. Trump calls them.